Hi everybody! In today's video we're going to do leaves with paint, acrylic watered down paint and salt and a couple other fun effects like glitter. And I have drawn these out. You can take a fall leaf and trace it, or you could take nature's leaves and trace those. But I already have these pre-drawn out. I drew them myself. With no template, but yeah, had some eraser marks. Anyway, we're going to start off with some colors. I've got black, red, yellow, kind of a sagey green, and a purple as well. So we're going to start off with maybe the lighter green yellow fall color. So I'm just going to take a little scoop of yellow and a little touch of that sagey green. I'm going to get it a little bit wet with some water. So we're going to fill in a leaf. And I'm thinking maybe this one. I'm just going to touch in. I have pencil marks, so if you go outside the lines, that is totally okay. I'm just adding a little bit of green. Greenish yellow, kind of a sagey, just started to turn for fall. And I'll just add a couple little dots here and there. I'm going to clean off my brush. And we're going to add a little bit of a brown. So in order to make brown, I'm going to take a little touch of yellow, a little touch of red, and a little touch of green. And that's going to give me brown, and a touch more into green, and maybe a little bit more yellow. Get that a little wet. And I'm just going to add a little bit of this color to the leaves. So it's kind of splotchy. Now we want to add salt, but we want to add it while it's a little bit wet. So I'm just going to add some more water. And I've got my salt. We're going to do these one at a time because it's going to dry too quickly to do the salt. Okay. So we'll just let that sit, let it do its magic, and maybe add just a little bit more water, maybe a little bit more paint. I'm feeling maybe a little bit more green. All right, that is one. Let's go ahead and make kind of a burgundy color. I'm going to take a little scoop of red and a little touch of purple, not a big touch, to kind of get a burgundy or maroon. Add a little water. I'll just add it to this one. Really pretty fall color. Okay to go outside the lines. I'm going to add just a little touch of red. I'm going to blot that in there. A little bit more darker purple. And we'll add just a little bit of salt. Now, leaves naturally do this, and just a fun little fact, the color of the leaves is based on the sugar in the tree in the growth process. Kind of a fun fact. I'm going to add some more color. Let the salt soak it up a bit. Maybe go into a little bit more red. Get the pigment a little brighter. Let's go ahead and make a yellow one. I'm just going to pick up some yellow. Add a little bit of water. We'll add yellow to this one. Touch into a little bit of red to make an orange. Just add a little here and there. A little more concentrated at the bottom. And we'll add some more salt. Make a classic brown leaf. Take a little bit of yellow, a little bit of red, a little bit of green. Or yellow to make it a little lighter. Or warmer. I'm going to rinse my brush and add a little bit more of just yellow. And add a little bit of salt. Go ahead and make a bright orange one. Take a little bit of yellow, a little touch of red. And a little bit of salt. I'm going to go back in and add a little bit more pigment with this. Okay, let's do a purple and maroon leaf. A little abstract. And we'll make a deeper maroon, so I'm going to add a little bit of red and a little touch of black. And some more water. And some more salt. Go back into the purple. Just get a little bit deeper with this color along the edges. And maybe add a little bit more burgundy. Let's do an orange and yellow leaf. And add just a little bit of orange. And a little salt. Let's do another greenish yellow leaf. sometimes leaves have brown spots. All right, we'll load it up with a little bit of salt. And you can touch up any of the other colors that you might need to. Work it a little bit more here and there. Maybe add a little bit more orange. Activate that salt a little bit more. All right, let's do our stem. So we need a dark brown for this. I'm just gonna pick up a little yellow, a little red, and a little dab of black to get kind of a chocolate brown. You can probably take a smaller brush for this one. And just paint in the stem. All right, we're gonna let that dry. So just be patient, let it dry. I'm not even gonna blow dry it, just let it dry. Okay, if you're impatient, you can blow dry. So it's a little easier to work with. You want to shake out the salt and let it dry just a little bit more, and then you're ready to cut out your shapes. You may have lost a little vibrancy with the salt technique, but go ahead and go back to some of your colors and fill in. I lost a little bit of color in the purple burgundy ones, so I filled it back in and I dried again. So we want to kind of mush the salt a little. So I'm just going through each one and just kind of grinding those salt crystals, just so it's not too heavy with salt. I'm going to leave those alone for right now. And once you've got a lot of the salt off, you want to go ahead and shake this off in the sink, and then we'll be ready to cut. Now before we cut our paper, I'm going to take a paint marker and I'm just going to very quickly create little veins. Just inside the leaf, just to give it a little bit more realisticness. Very light lines, very, very light. And then for the purple and the maroon and this dark brown one, we're going to use a little bit of black for this one. Very light touch. Now we can go ahead and cut these out. So you can cut them in segments, just literally one at a time. This one's an easy one. You just want to follow the pencil line. Careful not to cut the stem. And there's one. It's a little easier to work with. You just cut out the square of each one. It might be easier to cut the stem first. That way it's a little less delicate in the end. Just go around the pencil marks. Some of these leaf shapes are pretty tricky. But do the best you can. You can also try using a X-Acto knife and some kind of a pad underneath it. But be careful, those can be very sharp and you can hurt yourself. And there's another one. And there's another one. And another one. Two more to go. All right, so those are all of our leaves cut out. You want to plug in your hot glue gun and let that set. While you do that, you can bend your leaves just a little bit so that they're on the back side. We're going to add the hot glue as reinforcement. This will also help with our little stems. And we're just going to do it in the shape of the leaf. And this is kind of serving to create a bit of a just reinforcement. burn yourself. Hot glue can be hot. All right, we'll just let that sit and kind of cure, and then we'll paint the back sides next. Once the hot glue is cured, we want to paint the back side. It doesn't have to be as watery, although the water does help kind of move it along. So this one's yellow. I'm going to go back to my little brush and pick up a little bit of yellow. I'm just going to add the yellow to this just to give it color. You can turn this over and see if there's any paper cut that you might have missed out with the yellow, and just kind of refill it. Let that sit. This one is orange, so we'll make a little orange by touching into a little bit of yellow and a little bit of red. And let that one dry. Seems yellow is the one color that we're using the most most on this. So make sure you have a pretty good amount of yellow. All right, this one is burgundy. So we'll touch into a little bit of red and a little bit of purple. Quickly fill that one in. I'm gonna go on the front and see if there's any other touch-ups that you might need to do. Give it just a little bit more color. All right, let that one dry. This one's kind of lime green and brown. This one is purple with burgundy. You can add a little bit of burgundy to part of it. We just need it for this one. You can add more to the other side if you feel you need it. This one is yellow and orange. And check the other side, see if it needs any more yellow. And add a little bit of orange on this. We already need it from this leaf right here. Let that sit. This one is brown, so we're going to take a little red, a little green, and a little more yellow. Then we can kind of add some, if there's any white. Okay, this one is kind of a lime green. So a little scoop of yellow, a little dab of green. And we'll quickly fill that in. And this one I think is, also kind of the same color. So we'll layer it, maybe ombre it a bit. And add a little bit of brown to the top. Okay, also check the back side or the front side. And get in any of those little white paper cuts we might have missed. All right, let's go ahead and paint the stems a dark brown. So we'll just take a scoop of yellow, scoop of red, scoop of yellow, and a little bit of green, and a touch of black. Get a nice chocolate brown. And we'll just let those sit and dry a little bit. Okay, once they've dried, we're going to add a little bit of copper. I have copper paint for this. And we're just going to add it to the veins or the hot glue. And just give it the illusion of veins. You can also do this on the other side and add just a little bit more over the lines that we created with the acrylic marker. All right, we'll let those dry for a little bit. All right, a little drier. We're gonna add a glitter. Glitter by itself is a little difficult because it gets everywhere and it's not fun. So I have gotten a little bit of Mod Podge and some gold glitter, some copper glitter, and some pretty kind of purplish glitter. And I've got a different brush and I've got my Mod Podge right here. So I'm going to start off with the golder ones, and I'm just going to take a little bit of glitter and I'm just going to sprinkle it right next to the Mod Podge. I'm going to take the Mod Podge, I'm going to mix it in with the glitter. And we'll add this to the front of our leaves, really kind of getting the side of the leaves. Maybe even covering up the pencil marks. Mod Podge is like glue, so when it dries, it'll be a little bit sparkly, or a little bit shiny, I should say. But it should go away that kind of glue consistency. And just leave the glitter. Okay, on the other side, you can kind of do the same thing. Just kind of spreading it on. Not really worried too much about the edges. And we'll do that to this one. Let's take a little bit of a copper and add more Mod Podge, more copper, and copper. fun how the balls just roll into the glitter. And we'll do this with our orange. I'll do that with the brown one. Well, let's go ahead and do it with this one too. Get a purple. A little more Mod Podge. All right, we'll let those dry. And now we have our final pieces. You can add these with leaves. You could do it separately. You can add pine cones. But we have handmade leaves for our fall harvest. Thanks for watching. Come back for more tips, tricks, tutorials, and fun projects. Have a great day, you guys. Thanks for coming, liking, sharing, and subscribing. And here are the fall leaves that we just created. Nice and glittery, different textures, sparkly with the glitter, but there are our fall leaves. Also too, you can check out my other painting, my other class or video on how to make this birch tree. Happy fall, y'all.